Alright, I don't do many reaction videos on this channel. I want to start, and it's kind of hard to get inspired, like anything in the fitness industry, it's kind of like the same old, and I have another channel that I work on also, so this one doesn't get as much as love as it needs to get. It's nighttime, I'm a little tired. But as I was lounging around looking at YouTube, I found something, and honestly, I almost blew a gasket watching it. I've been around a lot of people, trying to lose weight and trying to keep it off and stuff like that for several decades. And I've thought I'd been up to date with everything that's been on YouTube. I mean, I saw the snake diet and the guy's channel, not this one, but the guy's channel who's actually called Snake Diet, but I was never motivated to open up a video. I never got to that point until I saw Snake Diet Larry's video that happened in my suggestions or in my feed, and I had to calm down before doing this video because I didn't want it to be too reactionary, too much of a reaction. However, I was under the assumption that something was to be learned from the TV show The Biggest Loser, where people lost lots of weight, but over the course of many years later were not able to keep it. I think there was one person who kept it, by the grace of God, So one person of all the contestants on The Biggest Loser who lost lots of weight by losing it quickly, by all means necessary, were not able to keep it off on their own. This is kind of how I see the snake diet. I saw the video already. I'm going to do a reaction to it and try to give my 2 cents, how I see it in terms of a practical sense. I'm not going to give any of the science to it. There's so many people giving science to everything. Science is good, but science is not real life. So I'm also for anecdotal evidence. I really am. This whole science thing is a little over the top. It's what you can do practically. Yes, you could. There used to be a running gag. I should just start the video, but there used to be a running gag that I would even say to people, just stop eating if you want to lose weight. It's true. You know what I mean? As this guy pretty much points out, right? So, here we go.
Thank you for tuning in to Snake Diet Larry's Powerlifting channel. My name is Snake Diet Larry, or Larry Malcha. I'm Snake Diet Larry on Instagram. And today I want to talk to you about why I scrapped the lose weight gradually routine to lose weight quickly on the snake diet. I was attempting for the longest time, I'm talking about years, man, 3 to 4 years to lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. And
okay, this is my first thing. It was 166 pounds. I think he's going to say how much he weighed. I think he was over 300, well over 300. The whole 1 to 2 pound a week rule doesn't apply to anyone who's that heavy. It doesn't. You're going to lose weight at a tremendous rate initially. 5 to 10, 5 pounds a week, 10 pounds a week. You're going to lose weight quickly. I've seen that happen. The closer you get to your set point, and I don't think you are yet, like to your ideal weight, whatever your ideal weight is or you want to be, you know what I mean? it's gonna slow down. Now, yeah, let me continue with this because I just forgot what I was gonna say.
I was failing at it, and that's okay to fail, but here's what the problem was.
I remember now.
I would fail and I would emotionally eat. So instead
Okay.
of failing and staying at the weight where I failed at and getting lighter and failing and getting lighter.
Okay, that's kind of where I want to go. Well, there were two things. The first thing is you're focusing on numbers. You're externalizing everything. If you're not losing weight, you emotionally eat, you see it as a failure, then you emotionally eat. This is more psychological, right? Noticing that you emotionally eat is one thing. And focusing on the numbers, something external for your source of validation, is another. Those two things are really big psychological problems. They really are. You're not focusing on how you feel, you're not listening to your hunger, you're not listening to a lot of things. Now mind you, when you're that big, you probably don't listen to your hunger anyways, you know what I mean? I mean, I've been pretty big too, so I still am big. In my opinion, what tends to work more is when you focus on the process, you know, eating the right foods that are lower in calories, and then over time your body will lose weight. But if there's something psychologically involved, you have to kind of take care of that initially and be aware of that. Be aware when you need to eat as opposed to when you feel you have to emotionally eat. I mean, I've emotionally eaten also. I try to keep that under control.
Failing and getting lighter and failing. If I was to fail, I would lose a little weight, fail, and then I would gain more weight. And then I would lose a little more weight and fail and gain.
See, everything is negative. Fail, 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 fail. It's not starting very well. It's not starting very well. Seeing things positive as numbers going down, like numbers. Like even training people to gain muscle mass, to do weight training. Anyone who brings numbers with them, it's going to be very bad in the long run. In the initial, it could be well, you know, because from what I'm seeing already, this guy, I don't know him, Larry, you seem to have something to prove, right? And that's good and well. However, I should go through the video more. I mean, I'm kind of forecasting what I know of the video, but it's a lifestyle, right? So a lifestyle is not about numbers all the time, losing. There's going to be ups and downs in life already. I'll continue with the video so it could be a little clearer what I'm trying to say.
So I was getting wider, man. My mom had a stroke during this process of me expanding and thinking that I was okay to power lift and eat whatever I wanted. And my mom had a stroke because...
Okay, that's another issue. Yeah, powerlifting. I mean, it's kind of a known thing that a powerlifter is just an excuse to be fat, right? Just like raves and after-hour clubs is just a reason to do drugs. You know, people say it's the music, but it's the drugs. It's just a reason to do it. Whereas powerlifting is also, although there are a lot of exceptions now to that rule, but a reason to not take care of yourself because, you know, the heavier you are, the more you can push and all that. I understand it. He doesn't cover anything of the psychology in what he's doing. He's just externalizing everything. It's like, I'm losing weight. This is amazing. It works. I've been doing it for a year. It works. a year out of, I'm going to assume you're in your 50s, a year out of 50 something years is nothing, right? And to forecast and to think that it's going to be, you're going to remain the way you are, I really don't have anything to say about that. I think it's, when the binge comes, it will never stop until, whew, okay.
She was overweight, and she had like 3 strokes all at once in the middle of the night, and that was what turned the light bulb on for me that my approach wasn't working. And so I was scouring YouTube. I stumbled across the Snake Diet channel. I said, holy crap, maybe I should try this, and it taught me what I needed most.
It taught me what I needed most. I'll go to that in a second. So you just randomly went onto a YouTube channel and said, holy crap, this is what I needed. With no reflection whatsoever. That's the thing with these quick result things, these instant gratification things. A year in a weight loss journey for 166 pounds, I'm sorry, that's instant gratification. You're not patient to actually develop a good lifestyle, so you just stop eating. Does that make sense at all? Really? I'm gonna keep going.
Because I was going to the gym. I did have great diet plans written out, but the emotional toll of me failing was causing me to emotionally eat and eat tons of sugar, and that was, it was...
So you should be looking into that. Why failing at a diet plan that was made for you causes you to emotionally eat? That's not a good mental space. That's not a mature mental space. You don't talk about your childhood at all. So I'm not going to go there. This is not the channel for that. I have the other channel for that. But I decided to put all this on here. But that's not a good headspace. And thinking that you could lose weight and your headspace will be this change, it won't happen. Just like people who bulk up and go on steroids thinking that their life is going to be better, it doesn't. It amplifies the negative parts, right? So here we go. Unless you have something to sell. I don't know really. I should check out your other videos. Because you don't mention anything about you, really.
Just putting body fat on me, just mass amounts of body fat on me so rapidly that instead of losing that weight, that 1 to 2 pounds a week, I was gaining 5 to 6 a week. And in no time flat, I was 400 freaking pounds.
Oh, 400.
I was like, wait a minute, I've completely gone in the wrong direction. And I didn't even know it at the time when I was doing the snake diet that I was gaining mental strength. That's what I needed. Yesterday.
Okay, mental strength. Like we're in the army or something, right? Yes, there's a certain psychology behind this, but mental strength, I'm gonna assume you're talking about willpower, and I think you go in further saying that this is it's like a muscle, you can develop it, and I've looked at some of the comments, but if you're using willpower all day, every day, to run your life, everything is led by willpower, that's draining. Do you have any other space in your head for other things? Because that occupies space in your head. It takes up a lot of energy and concentration. It's like using a laptop with 1 gig of RAM and trying to run Adobe Photoshop on it or Adobe Premiere on it. It just doesn't work. it will be bogged down. It won't be able to do anything else. It will freeze. That's kind of my point if you see the connection.
Realize a woman asked me, well, it's a snake diet sustainable, and thank God we were in a seminar because I really didn't have my thoughts together on this particular moment when someone asked me about sustainability. What you learn how to sustain is you learn how to sustain your mental powers over food. You learn how to sustain your...
No, maybe it's your wording. Maybe it's your wording. Because what you're doing is just not eating for a few days. Your body needs food. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the vocabulary, you know. And you don't know how sustainable it is because you've only been doing it for a year. You cannot say, come back in 10 years and then tell the story. But this is not, you're forecasting, and you're probably forecasting in a wishful thinking manner, you know.
Emotional stability, okay? In stability, there is sustainability, right? You have to be emotionally stable for any diet plan, for any plan of attack to work. But you need a...
That's the first thing I agree with. Yes. When you're stressed, highly stressed, you can't go to your drug of choice, which is food. Okay? He doesn't mention it here, but an addiction is an addiction, right? He's kind of mentioning it that he's got an addictive personality towards food, but going around the emotional aspect, you know what I mean? It's so...
Solid plan. And the snake diet is a solid plan because it's not something new. It's just a way for you to tap into your own body fat through denying yourself food, drinking salt water to keep your electrolytes in balance so that you can fast longer. See?
I'm going to keep going.
You have more mental stability. That's what I needed. That was the one piece of the puzzle that was missing, was mental strength, emotional strength. I didn't have it. Dear God, I didn't have it.
I honestly don't think you have it right now. It just seems you went from one bad behavior of emotionally eating to another bad behavior to stop eating. That's not better. You know what I mean? You have to kind of get something in the middle where you're eating and you're eating nutritionally with salt water. Oh boy. Yeah. This is Larry, I'm sure you're a nice guy, but this is really effed up. It really is.
So, I'm so happy I made these weight loss charts because I'm going to bring one to your attention. Here's March 2018 when I began at a body weight 378. Okay? Here I am, 378. And this is my weight dropping. Alright? At the end of March, March 31st, I was 338 pounds, somewhere around that.
This sounds like an old school like Slim Fast commercial, or any of these commercials. Look at me, I dropped this weight, I dropped this pant size, I dropped this pant size. I was going to say, who cares? It's an accomplishment to drop it. But the whole picture isn't there. You know, you've been doing it for over a year. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. A year and 8 months, which is good. But I'd love to call this the snake oil diet, not the snake diet. It's like promising like a pipe dream. Like all you have to do is have willpower, stop eating, and you will lose weight. You know, like saying you want to look tan, just stop wearing sunscreen and go in the sun. You'll get tan. Just some things you shouldn't be doing, you know. Now I know there's benefits to fasting and intermittent fasting. Myself personally, I don't start eating until after I finish my workout. It could be in the afternoon, right? So, I'm aware of some of the benefits from fasting on a health level. I'm aware that it's important to structure your diet for how you are mentally, how your lifestyle is, and that you can sustain. To this point, you showing me graphs how you dropped weight isn't impressing me, but it's impressing a lot of these girls commenting, you know. And so all these girls who have low self-esteem, what are they saying here? I keep failing and emotionally eating and going to the gym as well. I mean, dag, it's horrible. And another one. That's why I chose to go fat. Oh no, he was laughing at one of your jokes. You are the man, full on badass. I think you're personally is what Snake Diet needs to promote it. Calm, educated, no yelling, you should be in charge. So you got followers, you got minions, right? Doesn't mean what you do is good, you know what I mean? It's like Hitler had minions. Just lead them to the gas chamber. You know what I'm saying? What is that? And it's always about majority rules, right? It's like, yeah, I lost weight, you didn't, so my diet is better. I lost 166 pounds in a year. Good for me. Now buy this. Follow me, like me, validate me. External validation again. Grow the f*** up. Seriously. Seriously, stop being okay? Now I'm getting angry. Just listening to you ramble and listening to this comment, I'm like, I want to set a torch to this, really.
Right here, I don't know if it's going to come into focus, but here are the numbers. Okay, here's my body weight. Right here at the very bottom, that is 339 pounds. I started up here at 378 pounds. See how the numbers just drops? But see how the number will spike a little bit. This is every time I broke a fast. That's every time I ate, I would get a spike. So why is the spike?
I'm not even halfway and I want to stop this video. I think I might. I'm gonna go have mental focus and keep going through the video just to listen to this. That's what I'm gonna do. Listen to this shit.
Significant. This is the thing that I wanted to say to the woman yesterday who asked me, and here it is. When your stomach is empty and you weigh 330 pounds, let's say, like when I was 330 pounds and I broke a fast, let's say.
Were you over 400 or were you 330? Which one is it?
Let's just say I'm 330 pounds, or a person is 330 pounds, and they're on an empty stomach. They've been fasting for 5-6 days, right? Just drinking salt water. They're in the zone, but it's time to break the fast.
In the zone. Eating lifestyle is supposed to be you being in the zone. Wow.
I ate, they would eat like a steak, potato, vegetables, and they would drink. When all said and done, maybe about 1.5 liters to 2 liters of water. That's going to put 5 pounds on them. They're going to jump on the scale before they eat. This is what I would do. I would jump on the scale. I would say, okay.
Everybody's weight fluctuates 5 to 10 pounds per day. You eat something with salt, like salt water, your body will retain it because salt holds onto water. Carbs hold onto water. That doesn't mean you're gaining fat.
I weigh 300, let's use the chart, 355 pounds. I would eat. I ate. I went up from 355 to 358. Right? Let's just take a look at it right here. Okay, so 355. Here I am, 355, right there, right? I eat, I go to 358. Then I go on another fast. And in this particular fast, after I broke it.
Tell me, why don't you just stick your finger down your mouth and throw up? That's the next step, right? Like a 12-year-old girl, you know, or a guy, you know, bulimic, you know, just go there. I swear to God, I don't even know this whole thing. It's like we have pot is legalized here in Canada, you know, but pot's also a gateway drug to harder drugs for a lot of people. It's like I'm calming down. I'm really not liking this at all.
I ate again, the weight would go up. But this fast right here was how many days? This fast was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So I was 355 when I started. I made it to 358 after I ate. And then in 5 days, I was 346. That was 12 pounds in 5 days. And then I'd eat again, but I only went up to 351. And then I dropped, and I did another 5-day fast, and at the end I was 340. See, so...
How old are you? Seriously. You look in your 50s, but you sound like a 12-year-old girl. Oh my God, like I went lower, like yes, like oh my God, my life is worth living now.
It's going to drop, it's going to rise when you eat a little bit because food and water have weight. Then it drops again, then it rises, then it drops. If you're consistent, you're getting mental strength through that. Emotional power over food, you gain.
No, it's called you're getting emotionally up. I like how you rationalize like such a behavior and as dogma. You know what I mean? Woo! Man. Okay, I'm a little past halfway. You could do it. I'm going to emotionally push through this, Larry. Larry, I'm going to emotionally push through and listen to you. And I'm not going to want to knock you out. No, I'm not going to want to knock you out. I could probably toss you now if you lost 166 pounds at 4, whatever you say, 330 or 400. I couldn't throw you, but now I can. I won't. I'll just listen and smile. I should have slept more. Really, I should have slept more. Man. If I had a client do this crap to me, I would fire his ass right on the spot and say, don't ever call me again. Here's your money back.
Gaining control over your life. That's why I chose to go fast. Now,
I chose to go fast.
The 1 pound a week approach.
You're not going to lose 1 pound a week when you're 400 pounds or 330.